Hello guys, welcome to the reboot of my Unity Android tutorial. Back. Oh, this is really pissing me off. Sorry about the dodgy quality. My computer is chucking the shits on me, and I'm getting a new sound card and microphone really soon. So we may as well just get started now, since I've had a lot of requests and people getting annoyed because my tutorial series stopped. So I'm going to start it up again. This time we're just going to work off of base assets that Unity gives us, the controllers. So we're going to work through our first-person shooter from, not technically from scratch, but from here. So we're going to want to go into the control setups, open the first-person camera setup here, and just run it to make sure it's working. For some reason, the version of Android I have isn't compatible with the Unity remote, so I have no way to test this until I export it. So that's what I'll be doing at the end of every recording, is exporting it and testing it to make sure it all works. So we're going to want to just jump in here. I've got a weapon that I found from a website that's open, so I'll link it in the description so that everyone can have it. So once you've imported it, you'll want to click on the AK, go up to Model, make sure it only has read-write enabled and optimized mesh on. Then you'll want to go to Rig, make sure it's put to Legacy, click Apply, and then go to Animations, Import Animation. You want to click on Take 001, rename it to Reload without Take 001 on it, and then click Apply. Click Apply. So there we go. So if we drag that into there and play the animation, you should see we have the reload animation there. So what we want to do now is open up our first-person controller and go down to where it has capture. We want to hide that for now, and then want to drag the AK in the scene. As you see, it's quite small, and it's also below there. And my computer's lagging for some reason. I do not know why, because it got all this shit open. Yes. Fucking open. Still a bit laggy. Oh well. So this is very high poly. It should do for now though, until I get some better assets. So we're going to want to obviously resize it. So we want to unhide that to get a look at the size of the player. I'll probably try 31. Try 5x5x5. And which way is the camera facing? It's facing that way. So we'll drag this into player, rotate it 90 degrees, and just line it up. So you may want to just drag out your game view thingy. I'm just going to drag this off to the side on my other screen and adjust it until I get it right on this main screen. That's also another problem with this. You just want to set it. So instead of being 5, you want to go -5. Oh, sorry. Oh no, it's Z-axis. What happened there? Yeah, Control Y, Control Y. Okay, -5, like that. So you want to turn off play automatically just now. So we're just going to want to adjust this until it's where we want it, which would be about there. And now we're just going to go in and adjust some of the camera settings now. So we'll obviously want to create a new folder called prefabs and just drag in the new first-person player. We'll just rename this to player and delete that. Drag that back in there, like that, player. And it may look messed up in there, but it's actually not, it's fine. So let's drag back over the scene view. As you can see, it's sort of going through us, so we'll want to once again hide this. You will want to set this to about 0.05 or so, and then we'll do a old trick that I figured out. Because if we were to play the game now, if we were to run into a wall or something, the gun would go straight through the wall. So what we're going to want to do is duplicate this main camera. We want to go gun camera. Drag that under there. Yes. And drag that under there. So you have this hierarchy right here. So we're going to want to go main camera. We're going to want to set the AK and the gun camera, so we just go layer. We're just going to go weapons. Add it to the layer weapons. Yes. Now we'll want to set this to ignore that layer. Everything except for weapons. We want to do this as depth only. Set the depth to be 1, so it shows up always on top. And we'll want to set the far clipping to be, say, 5. And then we'll want to do nothing but the weapon. As you see, it sort of covers up that, but that's not really an issue right now, since we could just put that on another layer. Say we'll make a GUI layer. Just drag these on the GUI. And then, actually no. We'll just leave it the way it is for now, because it actually suits what I need. And it's not really going to get in the way that much. Let me just check something quickly. Solid color. Shinega Skybox. Everything but weapons. Play. Okay. I'm just wondering if that'll hinder our progress, but I guess we'll see once we're done. So, since this is mobile, we're actually going to want to switch the platform to be Android. Not Wii, Android. Just click Add Current first, and then switch platform. And after this, we're going to want to set up some texture compressions. So once this is done, I'll unpause the recording. Okay, so it's done. It's all converted. So now we're going to want to set up the compression for Android. So once again, we're just going to click Apply on there. Go into your folder that you created, Weapons, and go to the one that says T1. Now, since I want to make an outdoors game, we can utilize normal maps. So first, what we want to do before we do anything with normal maps is create a directional line in the scene. You don't want any shadows because, of course, this is mobile, and you want to make everything in the scene static that you aren't planning to move around. So what you want to do is go up to here. So if you haven't watched my previous tutorial series, this is the texture import settings. So let me drag this across. So basically what you can do here is customize what type of import you want. In all my previous tutorials I said DXT5. I've learned a lot more since I've done it, and we should always import it as a RGB compressed ETC 4 bits for Android. So since this is 1024 by 1024, it's going to be quite nice resolution. So you want to go up to here, texture type, where it says texture, you want to drop that down to advanced. That'll give you a whole list of stuff that you can modify. Now for something that is really close up to us like this, we want to turn bitmaps off because it'll just make it all fuzzy, and we don't really want that. Now for some models, you may want to clamp it, but because some of them unwrap properly, but this one hasn't been unwrapped properly. It's just one side, so if I was to go clamp and then apply, it would completely mess up the texture on the gun. So you want to keep that on repeat. You want to always take read write enabled. I want to change this to trilinear to get the best, and layer and NSO level 6. You want to override for Android and keep compression on best, and then click apply. It could take a few seconds depending on how beast your computer is. So now that we've done that, we want to duplicate it. Control D, to anyone who does not know. And we want to rename this T1 underscore normal. So I want to generate a normal map. There are a couple of ways to do it. Do I still have that bump? I'm trying to remember what it was. Crazy Bump? Yes. So you can get this program for free. It's called Crazy Bump. I'll also link this in the description. But yeah. Yeah, so I've already Puny humans. But yeah, I haven't bought it. So for this, I'll just have to use the built-in Unity one. So you want to go to where it says import type and switch that to normal map. Now, if you were to click apply, you would see this ugly ass fucking thing. I'm going to switch that one to RGBA, by the way. So, since you don't want it, it's not going to actually show up on the texture as a normal map. I'll show you. If you were to click on the gun right now, and were to grab T1, switch it to a mobile bump diffuse, and drag and drop that on, you wouldn't see any effect, except maybe ugliness. That's because it's not technically a normal map yet. We still have to create it from grayscale. So what I usually do is go on smooth and drag it down to about 0.05 and then hit apply. And as you can see, it generates some nice detail on the actual weapon. So you can see a lot of nice detail right there. So we're going to do the same for the T2, except I duplicated it before I set up all the settings, so I don't want to have to do that twice. So T2, once again, switch it to advanced, turn off that, read write enabled, trail linear, 6, off, and best. Then let that compress. Now duplicate it. And then rename it to, of course, T2 underscore normal. Once it's finished renaming, switch it 0.05, smooth, apply, and switch that to DXT. So that you get, because this actually takes up, quite a lot. It's 2 meg and it's not really that much of a difference. And the other one runs faster, so may as well just use that one. So we're going to want to now go into T2, mobile, bump diffuse, and drag over T2 normal. Okay, so the way it is now, it's not really realistic. As you see, there's no sheen to it. So we can easily fix that by just going mobile bump specular. That's a bit too much though, so we can just tone it down. So just drag this down like that. And then we'll do the same for the back end. Mobile bump specular and tone it down. Just like that. There we go, we have a nice... Okay, I'm just going to turn that off for a sec, because that's really annoying me. So next what we're going to want to compress is the hand textures. Let me just quickly put these textures into a folder called textures before they absolutely make me go insane. And then we'll want to compress the hands. So do the same. We still want to repeat it since it's a messed up texture. 6 levels. Override for Android. Oops. ETC 4 bits. Best compression. As you see, it gets from 1.3 meg to 256 kilobytes. Then we'll want to... I just want to rename this to hands, since it's a more sensible name than whatever the hell the other one was. And hands underscore normal. We're going to just want to scroll up and switch to normal map, generate 0.05, smooth map, and then switch that to that. So we're going to want to click on the hands, down to here, mobile, For this we'll just do a bumper fuse, and then hands normal. And there we have it. So we don't want any shadows or cast or anything on this. So now if we were to start the game, you'd see we have quite a bit more effect than last time. It's quite a bit sharper textures. Always improve on those arms, but hey, it's just a tutorial series. So now that we've got that down, we'll want to start setting up just basic movement with the weapon. So I'm going to pause the video and grab my script that I have pre-made, and then we will continue. Okie dokie, so I've grabbed it, and now we are going to create our stuff. So we'll create a new folder called scripts. In my previous Android one, I was doing it all in JavaScript. I'm going to switch it up and do everything in C# since it's a lot cleaner and easier, dare I say. So we're going to want to create a new one. We're going to call this weapon sway. Open it up in whatever editor you like. I prefer monodevelop just because it comes with Unity. So just clean this dodgy stuff up. Okay, so at the top we're going to want to define a couple of variables. So we're going to want a public float move amount equals 1.0f. Just want to give it a default value for now, because in JavaScript we were doing var move amount is a float which equals 1. And in C# you do what type it is. It can be public, private, it can be a static, final, public if you wish. But there goes the prefix, I can't remember exactly what it's called, the type, the name, and the amount, where it was name, type, amount. So we're going to want to create a public float move speed equals 2.0f, a public float move, we'll just go x, public float y, public game object gun. Actually no, we'll change it up with this. Go public transform, actually it'll be private, so private transform underscore my transform. I like to always give it the underscore prefix so I know it's private. So I want to go public vector3 default position, and then a public vector3 new position. And then lastly we want to do we won't worry about that because that is really not important right now. So we'll grab this, get rid of those stupid comments, and get rid of the S. Okay. So in the start, we're going to want to assign the default position to we're going to want to first assign what my transform is. So underscore my transform equals transform. This will save a lot of memory, because if in here we're going transform dot animation dot play or whatever you want, every single time it has to look for what that transform is. But if we tell it from the start, like in here, then it'll just go, okay, I know where that is, I'll just grab that. Doesn't have to go searching. So we are going to now go here, go default position equals underscore my transform dot local position, in. It's a pretty simple script. In update we're going to want to go x equals, for now I'm just going to do dot get axis so we can make sure it works, mouse x times time dot delta time times move amount. I'm going to do one the same for y, except it'll be an input dot get axis mouse y times time dot delta time times move amount. So I want to go new new pos equals a new vector3 default position.x plus x default position.y plus y, and then default position.z. Then we're just going to want to lerp, so gun, it'll be underscore my transform dot local position equals a vector3 dot lerp from underscore my transform dot local position, the new position, and then move speed times time dot delta time, just like that. So now we're going to want to jump back into Unity, check if there are any errors. Shouldn't be. I'm just going to quickly fix up an error I just saw. You want to go into here and just remove this audio listener. It's not really that important, and it should get rid of that warning there. So we're going to want to jump onto our AK and drag weapon sway onto it. So just apply that for now, and if we jump into the game, as you see we have gun movement working. If I was to move that way or that way, it will, whoa, I have to do a clamp value on that eventually, but for now that's fine. I saw an error. No, that wasn't an error. Okay, so now we got this. We can basically just make that not pub private, private, keep doing it, private, private, drag that down, and get rid of all those. We don't really need those in the inspector, all we need is that. So let's save up the project. So we're gonna obviously now want to start scripting up some gun. Actually, no, we're going to want to fix up this script to be compatible with our movement. So we're going to want to get this, a reference to this right touchpad, since this is our movement, and the position here. So we're going to want to go here. We may as well start using a lot of tags since they're unlimited. So we'll just go right joy, and then assign that to right joy. So we're going to want to go into this script, make a private game object. We'll just go underscore right joy. I'm not going to worry about putting underscores in those yet. Then you want to go right here, underscore right joy equals game object dot find object with tag, and then we'll just give it right joy. So that'll pick up that game object. So now, instead of mouse Y in the input get axis, we're going to want to do actually no, we can just go a joy. That's going to be a problem. I just realized that. So we're going to want to go into assets, create a folder called plugins, not plugins, plugins. I want to go into here, scripts, and grab this joystick, drag into plugins, and jump back into here. So now if we were to go try and do a joystick, why is that still not work? Joystick dot get component joystick. It won't show up for some reason. I do not know why, but it works. So now we've got the reference to that joystick. We can just copy this. I'm gonna comment those out, paste them here, and right here I'm going to go x equals the underscore right joy dot, and then what was it called? Right joy dot position dot x, and then here underscore rightjoy.position.y and jump back in. And we got no errors, no warnings, no nothing, so it's good. So if we were to jump in here and start tweaking some of this, we'd be able to see that it is moving our gun in the direction we want to go. So now that's all tweaked, I'm going to get rid of this line for now. You can keep it if you wish. Just going to clutter this all up since I'm anal about that kind of stuff. No equal signs for you. Okay, so we can grab some legs from another project I've been working on and hook those up. I don't know what the thing is on the bootcamp assets, the terms of use or whatever it's called. Documents, paradox, main, meshes, soldier, a bunch of atoms in here. I just want to grab the legs for now, and there are the legs. So I'm just going to pause this and import all these. I'll have these zipped up and put into the description, but I'm just going to import them. Okay, so back and I've imported all these things. So I got all these. We're just going to drag in the legs for now. This may cause a couple of problems. I'm an idiot and forgot the textures. Hold on 1 second. Let me grab the textures. There we go. Let's quickly import this. I may end up getting rid of this because it may slow down the game too much. Just for looks for now, it looks kind of cool. So etc 4 bits. I forgot one crucial thing, because I'm a complete idiot. So we're going to want to textures, materials, new poly surface. Want to go legs or body or whatever it's called, and change it to a mobile diffuse for now. The leggies. Get rid of that animator since it's not really useful right now. Mobile diffuse. So let's unhide the capsule again. Ooh, that's teeny. Drag across. 2 by 2 by 2. Ugh. 1.25 by 1.25 by 1.25. Let's now hide the capsule. His legs seem a little short. Oh well. Looks so funny. Drag it across. Oops. No, I don't want to drag the capsule across. I want to drag the legs across. Okay, so let me grab the main camera. Sorry, not the main camera, the right touchpad. And drag down. I am kind of locked. That's right. So we're going to want to go to main camera and change this to be negative 85, 85, because that's currently constraining how far we can look, and it's really annoying me. So that should maybe should fix it. Yes. So now if we look down, we can see inside our body. That's not good. So what we're going to want to do is obviously grab our legs and drag it back a bit. We're going to want to adjust this again. The maximum rotation. We're going to want to get rid of this, obviously, since we don't need 2 rotations. Adjust this to negative 65, 65. See how that looks. That should look a little bit better when we look down. still, yeah, I still need to drag it back quite a bit more. Legs back 1.5 by 1.5 by 1.5. Let's try this out. We just need to get everything set up first before we can start adding in some stuff. So, down. Can't see him now. Just not what we want. Just line up his toes with that. It's a lot of trial and error, Android stuff. So as you see, sort of, whatchamacallit, let me just have a look at something quickly. Yeah, you can see he's sort of going down through his pants, which is good. As weird as that may sound. So yeah, we're going to want to try just one by one for a sec, and drag it forward a little bit, and then look down, up, down. Whoa, that was funky. What the shit is going on here? Why can I do that? Wait, I think I know why. Because I'm an idiot. You want to go here. Negative 65, 65. Let me try something. 20. You don't want to be able to look up too far, otherwise you'll do a fucking flip like it was doing. Why am I going backwards? This is retarded. This is weird. I don't like it. Let me just try something. Reset the default values, and then look down. Look up, and why did my mouse go down? Whoa. Like that. Okay, so let's start adjusting it. See what I do if I get 65. Hopefully I don't go fucking inverting through my body. Like that. That's what I didn't want to do. Just like this. Okay, so I can see down into my body. I don't want to see down into my body. So let's make this 1.2 by 1.2 by 1.2. 1.3, sorry, 1.3 by 1.3 by 1.3. And then apply this. And look down. Down. You can still see inside my body. So I'm going to have to shift that back a little bit. Like, line there. Down. There we go. Perfect. So 1.25 seems to be doing that quite nicely. So now we can close this up and apply it. And we will start working on the, whatchamacallit? No. On the script to handle all our animations for the legs. Let's have a look at our draw calls first, actually. So we're getting 6 draw calls. It's not that bad. What we're going to want to do is first adjust the settings, because there's a couple of things that I missed out in my last series, which is this piece of shit right here. So you want to set the default Android setting to be good, and then get rid of this shit. No one wants that. You want no shadows. You want full res textures, soft particles. And now when you play it, you should see you have an uncapped frame rate. Or you should have, at least. Unless quality. Don't sink 2 bones. Yeah, it's a bit dodgy, but that uncaps the frame rate. For some reason there's a max, I think there's a max frame rate setting somewhere in one of the scripts that is locking my frame rate at around 40. So yeah, So that's not a bad draw call count actually. I was expecting it to be more. So we look down, see our feet, stuff like that. So what we're going to want to do now is, as I said, create an animation manager to handle all these animations here that we have in the animation folder. So let me set up first, and we'll create a new script. We'll call this player animations. And this will just be for the legs. So close that. So once again, I'm just going to delete these because it's faster for me to retype them than get rid of all that stuff. So we've got a bunch of animations. Let me just drag this over here for a sec. So we're going to want to assign the animations to his leggies. So component mesh is, what is it? Effects, miscellaneous animation. So we're going to want to scroll this down. We're going to want to add like 3 or so. So the first one you want to do will obviously be idle, wherever the hell that is, unless I forgot to make one for that. Idle, idle, idle. Stand idle too, that's the one. Stand idle, I'll just use stand idle 1. So you want to add that to the list. Then you want to add walk forwards. Just for now, so actually we'll only need 2 for now. So now we got that. So hopefully when we look down in the game now, default clip cannot be found in the attached animations list. Let's have a look. Stand idle 1, stand idle 1. Default clip. Oh, I've got to mark these as a legacy. So I need to go into here and mark all these in here as having legacy frames, just like I did with the weapon. So now if we run it, we shouldn't get those, there we go, shouldn't get those silly willy errors. And we see we have the left foot forward, so the animation played. So now that we got that, we're going to want to set another tag. We'll just call this legs. Keep it as simple as possible. So now we'll want to drag this back over. So we'll want a public game object legs, legs. And we'll want just a public void start. Let's go legs equals a game object dot find object with tag legs. So that's all we'll do for this second, and we shall create a manager. So Control-Shift-N creates a new game object, or you can go game object create empty. We'll just want to go manager, and then of course we'll drag the play animations onto the manager right here. So just start it up for a sec, and we'll see if it finds the legs. Boom, right there. Now finds the legs. So now we'll want to, we're going to actually do the speed of the animation based on how much you've pushed that left stick forward or back or left or right. So we're going to want to create a new tag. I'll cut this tag since I want it to be nice. Left joy with a capital J. 3. So I'm going to keep these to be like an hour or so you have some stuff to do in between them. Left joy legs. Okay. I'm going to do a couple of safeguards here. Actually, no, I'll do that. That'll be a full tutorial on cleaning up and making sure we avoid all errors possible. So now that we have a reference to it, we'll want to also do a public joystick. There we go, now it's fucking showing up. So left joy. we'll just go left joy equals a game object dot find objects with tag left joy dot get component joystick. So I don't think I've explained this yet, but in JavaScript you'd go a dot get component and then put it in brackets like that. But with JavaScript you have to get components like this. I can't remember exactly why, but you just have to. So do it. So we actually want to make this private and make it underscore left joy. So now we'll want to go public void update right there. So now we're going to want to go legs dot animation dot crossfade. Then we'll want to get what was it called again? It was called walk forward. And then we want to do legs. Actually, we want to get the speed first. So we want to go legs dot animation, and then open this. So we want to get the walk forward dot speed equals. I want to get the underscore left joy dot position dot y dot, and then actually no, you can't do that. We'll just try that actually. And then we'll go if, do a quick cross check, if underscore left joy dot position dot x is greater, it's less than or greater than, can I do that? Is greater than or equal to 0, or underscore left joy dot position dot x is less than 0. It should be greater than or less than, or less, greater than or equal to. Then is that or? Should I do an and or an or? You can't really have both, so we'll just go if underscore left joy dot position dot y is greater than 0, or underscore left joy dot position dot y is less than 0. Then we'll want to grab the input and move it. Else, we can actually do that up here, I think, or that. Wonder if you can do that. Never tried to do that before. Okay. Else, so if it's equal to 0, if nothing's touching it, then legs dot animation dot crossfade, and then we'll want to crossfade the stand idle one. Just like that. Simple, right? Yeah, that's what they'll say. So now if we look down at our future, you can see our legs are moving, like an idle position. So if I was to grab my left touchpad and move it, you see we are walking. Now you can obviously change the speed if you wish, but that's working. Except I found one problem, which is you can see inside your body when you're idle. Like that. So I'm going to want to increase the size of the legs like that, and we'll see if that works out nicely. So we'll look down. You can still sort of see inside your legs. So I'll change that to 1.45, 1.45, 1.45, and then we'll look down again, like this. You can still see inside, so I'm guessing we're either going to have to, I reckon we'll actually shift it back a teeny bit. Like you see where we currently are, we'll just shift it back so that his full boots are behind, just like that. Look down, and you can still sort of see inside, so drag it back a little bit more, like that. And then this should be it, this should be good. Look down. Perfect. Let's move. Not sideways, why am I moving sideways? Like that, walk, 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 walk. I'm not going to walk backwards obviously because we haven't programmed that in, but there we go. Just like that. Quite nicely walking too. So, let's grab, let's now do reverse. So we'll want to actually do another thing here, so we want to do an else if, and we want to go if it's less than, like this, if it's less than or equal to 0, then he's obviously walking backwards, so we'll grab this. Do I have a walking backwards animation? If not, it's easy enough to make one. Walk left, walk. I do have a walk back. So it's called walk back, walk back. So let's create a new one. Walk back, apply, do walk back. You may have to fix up some of the speeds, but for now it's actually quite nice. So let's have a look. Let's look down, and let's walk backwards. It's not walking backwards. Oh, it's .x. Did I do .x or .y? So it's less than 0. Hold up, we'll just try something. God damn. I'm gonna grab this, drag that over there, just for now. Let me actually switch this to be something a bit more manageable, like this. I'll drop it down even further, just get something like that. Get rid of the stats. So we're gonna wanna watch what happens in all three of these windows at the same time. So let's run it. So if we were to go forward, that sideways, it works when he's walking forwards, but not when he's walking backwards, even though it says he's walking back. So, because he can't move, just go equals negative. That's why, because we're trying to move at a negative speed, which does not work. So now if we move backwards, just like that, he's moving. Cool, so now we can get rid of this debug. So now, it's greater than, so I want to copy this, actually cut this. So I want to do else if, eventually we'll do this with switch cases, but I'm too fucking lazy right now. So he'll be walking left if it's greater than 0. And then we'll do else if, we'll just put a comment here, we'll go left, right, forward, backward. Pretty much just want to copy this and paste it, but we will want to get the animation that is corresponding. So we want to get a walk left. which is called walk left. Man, I must sound like an idiot. So I want to get walk left and walk left. Walk left and walk right. Walk right. So let's now pull up console again. Walk left. And then walk right. There we go. Otherwise, he will idle. Let's try stand idle. Yeah, stand idle 1 for now, just to keep it simple. Go away, Windows 8, no one loves you. So this is approaching an hour. So very soon I will actually stop the recording. So now, dancing in the moonlight. Okay, so we're gonna wanna obviously not get the negative of the speed anymore, and we're gonna want to get the position.x. Okay, that will work now. You can almost guarantee. Okay, maybe. Oh, yeah. Moonwalking sideways. Yeah. So this is actually going to have to be negative, and these animations are going to have to be switched. Wait, what? I'm an idiot. Hold up. Let's walk left. Let's walk left. Let's walk... What? Okay, wait. Hold up. Oh! Okay. Just had a weird moment right there. Left. I'm also going to have to change those comments so I don't confuse myself. Okay. Play. Okay, let's try now. This way. And then the other way. Does not work. That's because I don't have a negative there. Run. This way, and this way, and this way, and this way, and this way. So yeah, it's working quite nicely now. You've got all your legs set up, and we've got our basic movement going. So that'll be it for this episode. I'm actually going to record a couple today, so I'll record them and upload them so you have something to do. But that is it for now. So until next time, I'll see you guys.